In just one short week, Castleton University students will walk across the stage for their highly anticipated graduation. But before the degrees are handed out, the students will hear from Governor Phil Scott, this year's commencement speaker at the university.
I sat down with the Vermont governor to find out why he chose to accept the nomination for commencement speaker. So, the first question we have for you is, what made you want to accept the invitation to be the commencement speaker at Castleton University?
Well, I see economic development as something that we must do in this state in order to survive. And in order to do that, we need people to stay here. And we've been losing our youth in this state. Our demographics is shifting. We've got this population that's been stagnant for a number of decades, around 625,000 people. So what's happened is we're getting older and we're losing our workforce. So there are less people working today than there were maybe 7 or 8 years ago. We've lost about 30,000 people out of the category from 25 to 45. Wow. And when you think about the relevance of that, it's important that we have those in the workforce so that they have buy homes, have families, utilize services, buy products, and pay taxes. So if we have less people paying taxes, it means the burden is on the rest of us still here. So it's really incredibly important that we pay attention to the youth. We have 40,000 students going to our colleges and universities. 10,000 graduate every single year. And if we can just attract a few to stay here, because we have a lot of opportunity, a lot of jobs here and available, and if we can find a place that they can afford to live, make Vermont more affordable, we can attract them to stay in Vermont and grow our population and grow organically, grow revenue into the state without raising taxes and fees. So it's all mixed in. It's all the same thing.
Nice little cycle. What would you say to the upcoming graduates who don't have employment offers or any plans really for after they graduate?
We are identifying almost on a daily basis opportunities in Vermont. There are many who haven't received the proper training. Maybe they don't. The jobs that are available aren't always the same as what is offered in school. So we're trying to fix that right now, and I think that's important. But for those who seek to stay in Vermont, I'm sure we can find them an opportunity. And if they don't find that opportunity, hopefully in time, in the next few years to come, they'll think about coming back to Vermont.
Right. Thank you. Would you like to say anything about the importance of civic service, knowing you left the business sector to serve the state of Vermont?
Well, Vermont, I think it's in Vermont's DNA, volunteerism, giving back. It's something that we're known for, and I think that that's really important that we do so. 20 years ago, I didn't have a political bone in my body. I had no interest in politics whatsoever, but I was a frustrated business owner and one who was complaining a lot about what them were doing to me in Montpelier. So finally one day, I just looked myself in the mirror and thought, maybe I should be part of the solution. Maybe I should step up, add my voice, and get involved in the process. So I did. And it's something that, we're all politicians during campaign time, but once you're elected, I think you have an obligation to transition to being a public servant, to serve the citizens of Vermont, serve your constituency. And I think that that's each and every one of us can give back in some way, whether it's on the local level or on the state level. It doesn't really matter. There's always an opportunity to give back at some point in your life, and that's what I advocate for, and I think it's really important that all of us do that.
Thank you. Let's see, a couple more. Do you have you've already touched upon this, but suggestions for what new graduates can do to make Vermont a better place?
Well, again, get active and try and make Vermont what you think it should be, because again, we're in this decline. Here's three numbers that keep me awake at night. It's 6, 3, and 1, and the 6 represents we have 6 fewer people in our workforce every single day. We have 6 fewer than we did yesterday on average. So we're in a decline in terms of the workforce. The 3 represents we have 3 less kids in our K through 12 education system than we did yesterday. So we're in a decline in population of our student population. In fact, we are educating 20,000 less students than we did 20 years ago. So there's a trend that we need to rectify. So
Yeah.
there's 3. The one represents one baby born to an addicted mom every single day. So those are our challenges, but there are also opportunities out there. Vermont is a great place to live and play and do business as well. Take it from me. I mean, I grew up here. I'm biased, but at the same time, I found a way to prosper. Is it easy? Not always, but it's worthwhile when you do succeed. So there's an opportunity. I think we're at a point in time, a transition period, where things are going to get better. I think there's going to be more opportunity in Vermont, and for some of those small businesses that start, if you have an idea about a small business, take it to the next level. There's maker spaces out there now. I just came from the food center here in Rutland. There's opportunities there, incubator space throughout Vermont. We're paying attention to economic revitalization, and I think that this is a great time to stay in Vermont and do something with it, because it's a small population. You know your neighbors, you know each other, and you can make a difference.